So what are you recording? You're doing like, I need to
Yeah.
protect myself.
Like now?
Yeah, I just started
all
it.
above
Just
the
for,
radar.
it's just for Emily and Floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because they can come.
I understand.
So.
Hi, my
what
name
we
is
do-
Patrick, and in the meeting there is Dana, and there is
That's Dana.
that's Dana. And who else is in the meeting?
Haley and
Vera.
All right, let's call this meeting to session, please. Take one. Okay.
More. Well,
So, you guys were at Artagon, so you guys should probably start with the most current stuff, because I don't know the most current stuff.
I mean, mostly we were.
trying to figure out what we did and what we need to do.
What did you go to Ortagon, or were you called there, or you just checking out? You're just checking out.
We just went
We
there.
figured we could have a meeting and plus check out the place. So.
Right, check out the place. So what did you have? What was your impression of it before you went, and then when you went? Before you went, what did you expect?
I expected it to be a lot smaller than it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The website makes it sound a lot smaller.
It does.
But you've been
It's
in
a
there
mall.
before.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that. I didn't think that because they have all the stuff like in between the shops. It was a lot big, and it was pretty busy on Sunday.
That's cool.
There's
Yeah.
still a lot of empty spaces.
Yeah.
I didn't
Nice
think
to
that
know.
it was going to be there because I just was driving. I hardly drive back there. But I passed by and I'm like, oh my God, Artagon. That's it?
So
And
what did you think of it when you went there? No,
Did
seriously.
you like it? Did you not like it?
I liked
I had
it.
mixed feelings.
I liked it, but I feel as if they don't have a larger crowd or, if spaces don't get filled up, I hope they last is my thought while I was walking out.
Was it more
What did you think,
crafty?
Dana?
It was a neat idea, but some of it was, I don't know. It's weird. I have like very mixed feelings. I really like some of it, and then other bits I was like confused, I guess. I don't know. Like people selling just like regular t-shirts, which I guess is cool, but it's like not the impression I had been given before.
So is it a mix between just regular retail and like
Yeah.
the
I mean, but
art?
not
Is
like-
it like real gallery, or is it like arts and crafts?
Arts and more arts
I think
and
it was
crafts.
to me it was mixed.
Yeah, I think that's why I like have mixed feelings about it. There's a lot of artsy craftsy stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I saw when I went there.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
Yeah. I'm not
And
gonna go
old,
back.
and
Yeah.
Oriental said she liked it, but she didn't have any pictures for me.
But I mean,
It just
it's
depends
gonna
what you're
evolve,
looking
and I went there very early on,
Yeah.
and so maybe I'll go back but I mean, I basically have like a gut feeling about it, so
Yeah.
I just go by that, but
Well, the retail
I'll
did
be
work
wrong, maybe I'll be wrong.
initially.
I don't think so.
I just walked out of there saying I hope they can pay
Well,
their
the
rent.
location is really bad.
Yeah.
It's really like nowhere where you want to do it.
A place, yeah.
It's kind of a poker game. Like, okay, well, let's take a really bad location and make sure that we can do something. This is like the tourism center, so that
Yes, the one guy seemed like very surprised that we were locals.
Oh, what guy?
That one that Floor knew. The one of the creepy one.
The one that you guys took a picture with?
That's not a good sign.
I mean, I think that's the concept.
Yeah.
And I don't want to destroy anything or anything like that. So
Yeah.
why not? I think they're putting a lot of money into it.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. Like some of those, like, I mean, it was set up. It looks like they definitely poured money into it.
No, the
hadn't quite
money
expected
that
that.
has been put into it feels really cold and uninviting.
Yeah, definitely.
Cage.
Yeah, the
Cages.
cages.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was like, what is this,
I mean,
cages?
Seriously, there's industrial with like that looks industrial and that has like a really it feels right. And then there's like like how do you call the fences?
Impressive.
Like,
Oh yeah, like barbed wire.
not barbed wire. No.
Oh no.
Not that.
How do you call the fences? Like the grilled fences, just the grilled fences that you put in front of
Oh,
the
like
party.
chain link?
Huh?
Chain link fences?
Chain link.
Yeah.
And that's all chain link.
Yeah.
There's a difference between utilitarian for art and then oppression. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that was probably the cheapest way for them to set up with that concept.
It is, but I think that
There had to
either
be
you
a
do
better
it
way.
or you I'm just like a big lover of half-ass. I like it either done well or don't do it at all.
I feel like that's part of our struggle too with Art Mobile.
That's why we
So
moved
we
it
can't
from
let it be
December
half-assed.
to
We're like working so hard to make it perfect.
January.
Well, that's why we pushed it though to January.
And so we're looking
I
at
think
like
it's best to
To wait to
put
do
it out until you're ready and feel good about it. Because you know, a big part of it is also attitude and it's also how good you feel about it. And if you know that you're putting a product half-assed, you're going to act like it.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like everybody is going to know that you kind of like sheepish.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Whereas
you
if
can
you
do
like
better.
have it like really down, you feel good, and people are going to say, "Wow, this feels good." You know?
Definitely.
so far we did that peacock room.
Yes.
The money came in.
That was great.
It's
And
fun.
then I think
Emily
the
threw that together.
momentum. Yeah.
She like did a good job with
It was
that.
really well done.
Emily set it up. And then we were trying to keep up with it with social media. But I think we need some work.
I'm so horrible at Facebook. I'm sorry.
But what are you good at in terms of social?
I mean, I could do the Facebook. I feel
You
like
do
I'm better at
Instagram more?
Instagram. I love Instagram. I'm never on my Facebook.
But
I've been trying.
that's. I think everybody
Yeah.
has their own specialty. You know, like if you're good at Instagram, you should like just be
Push.
Instagram.
I'd be
Yeah,
thrilled
let's
if
do
we.
it.
I mean, you could do it with, even if you did it with Floor.
Yeah.
And like the two of you.
Because my Facebook, my personal account, I'll post a picture on Instagram and share it to Facebook.
Right.
I never.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Right,
Yeah.
which is, you know,
It works
fine.
because
You
it's
just keep
visual.
the profile of Facebook up, but a lot of people are going Instagram.
I think so too.
You know, Facebook is great for, you know, like
Like events.
events and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know. So you guys are looking for putting more events, and
Yes.
what's your next step?
We wanna. So we think we're gonna do the. We have enough money to do at least 2 days. So we want to do like the soft opening, and then do third Thursday.
For January.
So what are you doing those days? And what is the soft opening and why?
We're hoping here.
Well,
That's one of
Okay.
the things that we
Yeah.
were talking about.
Okay. And what are you doing during the soft opening, and what are you doing?
we were just gonna have people check it out. We weren't gonna sell art that day. We weren't gonna sell anything or ask anyone for money or anything.
Unless they're super adamant. Unless they really, really want a piece. Yes. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You know, take my number. But
All right. Would you have a truck or that's no
yes,
truck?
no, we have the truck.
Oh, so you have a truck.
No,
We're gonna rent a
we
truck.
are going
You're going to
to.
rent a truck.
that's
Okay.
what's super exciting about these upcoming events is that we will have a truck for them, physical trucks.
Yeah.
So like getting like a U-Haul or something?
Yeah.
That seems to be like cheapest.
Okay, and it's like a 14 foot or
17 is what we're looking at, right?
17?
I'm hoping for 17, but
17.
17 feet?
Yeah.
huge.
Oh,
It's big.
that's cool.
I was thinking about it though. We may have to downsize it in
I'd
order.
be fine with the 14.
You wanna
You
do
were the
the
one
14?
I thought.
Yeah.
17 fits all the art that we want to fit. But because Jason has so much art. But if we wanted to maybe reduce the size of that and put some of that extra money that would go into the 17-footer into a magnet for the side.
We had also, that's a good idea. We had also talked about the week after doing another like fundraising type event. Emily was like, has some contacts at Firestone that she was talking to or whatever.
Cool.
'Cause she does a lot of their photographs.
She does,
so-
yeah, she does
yeah.
coverage.
But she had suggestions of not calling
she
it a
doesn't wanna-
fundraiser,
Yeah,
not
she didn't want to
naming
call it
it.
a fundraiser. She wanted to, you know, get a bunch of like musicians out there and stuff, and have the truck out there, and like, but like charge people a set price instead of being like suggested donation. Like, say this is an event, and you're gonna pay $10 or whatever to come.
Well, people are used to pay the entrance fee at Firestone. So
Yeah, that's
if
what
Firestone
Emily was
is
saying,
ready
too.
to kind of like give you guys a certain amount,
Yeah.
50%, whatever, people, you don't need to call it anything because people pay the entrance to go to Firestone.
That's what Emily was saying too. I think that
Yeah.
was a good idea.
It is, because I feel like once people pay to get in, they're not gonna wanna pay to get into the truck too.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be like, what is this?
No, exactly. And they apparently have an outdoor like music space there that the truck. Emily thinks the truck will fit in.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've never been there, so.
So, how are you going to set up the truck?
This is what we were kind of waiting to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Because at one point we had talked about getting
Walls.
some like wood from around town and doing walls, but they were saying that you had said you didn't want to do walls. You wanted
If
to
we're
just hang it
bringing
from
the
wire.
truck, doing walls is gonna take so much money and so much time just to tear it all down.
Well, we were hoping to, I think, do walls that we could like put in and out, so we could use them again and again.
We can do that. I can
But, I
ask
mean-
Jason to teach me how to make those pallet walls that he makes.
Yeah.
We'll paint them white,
Yeah.
and we'll just have to find ways to puzzle them together so that they stay.
So yeah.
So the two options are wood
Either
walls.
hanging it from
or-
wire.
Yeah, hanging.
Yeah,
Or
because
what?
Hanging?
Hanging? How would you hang in a rental truck?
U-Hauls have wooden strips that are
So you can
2
hang
inches
from
off.
that.
Yes, that
So you
run
check
around
on that.
about 60%,
Yeah.
60 inches off the ground. Anyways,
So you would hook it, not with nails.
so we have to get in because we don't want it to go through the.
Well,
I guess.
We got to return.
But you saw that on the internet, or you actually went in and asked?
I mean, anytime you Google the inside of rental trucks, especially U-Hauls, it's all you see.
you
is
need to
just,
go in and check
okay.
because it might be very close to the wall. It might
Yeah.
be difficult to put hooks.
Okay. We can do that. And I've been looking into light pricing, and lights are crazy expensive. Pallets, no problem. You can get pallets for free anywhere.
Yeah.
Lights.
The lighting. But that's what I think the lion's share of.
So how are you going to do the lighting?
The lighting, there's so much wiring kind of like up here. We're not gonna be able to do track lights because there's nowhere for them to plug into. But they make like industrial lights that are like designed to clamp on to wires, and they work similarly to track lights. You can get them as white and as bright as you need them, but they're cheaper than track lighting, and they don't have to have the plug right there, and you can direct them on the lights or on the
So
pieces.
what is your power source?
Power source, we're gonna have to get a generator or rent a generator.
Rent a
Do you
generator.
know how much that is?
Money.
Yeah,
Any clue?
Hundreds, like $200 to $400 for this one of the smallest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
That's why it's so.
Or get a real long extension cord.
Yeah. Especially at like Firestone.
That's true. A lot of these places, like,
Like
we'd be fine
here
with
in the
extension
back,
cord.
we have a plug outside.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You know, underneath the wall,
Yeah.
we have a plug. That's
Cool.
where we have like one of the food trucks. The first food truck, there was no generator, no noise, just plug in. The second food truck had to have a generator because, I think he had it, I'm not sure. But anyway, we have, with a very long extension cord, you should be set.
Yeah.
That we never thought of. We're
Huh?
going for generators.
I just never thought that was an option.
Don't get a generator.
Yeah.
The only way you want to get a generator is if you go to, let's say you're part of the food truck thing.
Oh,
You know,
Just
and you
share-
want to be
you're
part of
saying-
that and stuff like
Oh.
that, which is a
We
great
were
idea.
talking about doing that eventually, but I think not in January.
Yeah, but you
Because
could be
it-
part with Daily City
Yeah.
and would be with the food trucks, and then you have thousands of people.
He had the Mark Baratelli from Daily City. He had done a art truck a few years ago, but
And
he knows.
I
the
remember.
picture. Oh, okay, I only saw pictures of it. I didn't see it.
It was good.
It
You
was
did a good
okay.
job.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's two ways to do it. There's, you know, as good as you can with the means that you have, or there's a really good way to do it. Okay, so the really good way to do it was with your first original plan is to buy a truck, do custom track lighting,
Yeah.
and have like a real art space that you move around. That's the really.
Well, that's
good way.
something we like want to get to eventually. I think, but I think like
I understand,
Yeah.
I understand, but that's like the
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
super. And then you do your custom walls on the truck, and it's
Yeah.
like a little mini art gallery, and it's gonna feel like day and night.
That,
Yeah.
I mean, that is the dream.
Yeah.
It's just
And
so
then,
expensive.
meanwhile, while you rent, you are not able to do that.
Right.
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 you're not able to have track lights, you're not able to really have leisure to do anything on the walls. You have to check to see if, you know, the walls are expensive, you know, like even if you take like a nice big drywall or, you know, and you put it there, it's going to be very difficult. So I think the best thing is use the truck, see if you can hook up on the front, on the
If there's
back,
the hooks, yeah.
and have like some type of lighting inside.
Yeah.
That's the most important in there.
Yeah.
It's the lighting.
Oh yeah.
If you do a nice lighting, then everything is forgiven.
Yeah.
You know, as long as the art shines by itself. If you do a shitty shitty job on the lighting, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking another thing is, what would be really cool is, your concept is to stay within the truck, but as you evolve, it would be cool that your truck has, let's say, crates or whatever, and then you roll out, and then you can have installations around
We
the truck.
talked about this a bit. We talked about doing some like sculpture type
Like outdoor.
art
Outside.
outside
Right,
the truck.
exactly, and
Yeah.
a projection onto the truck.
Oh yeah, we're right there with you.
That was
Yeah.
in talks when we
We
were.
did talk about, but
Right.
again, unless we own the truck, it's not going to be like a nice white side. or
No,
whatever.
because it's gonna be U-Haul.
Yeah.
However, you could get it, and that's up to you to find, to get like a nice
Sheet. Yeah.
and then hang it from the top.
If we're not doing 17 feet, that's like more doable.
A magnet. You know, we
Get
could
two
make just a white
sheets, and
magnet.
then Cole did that a while back with Mark Baratelli
Yeah.
Yeah.
at Thursday, and he had the truck in the middle of the city, the middle of Pine Street, I mean, and then he did a little, very simple projection with just like a 2K projector onto the truck. It looked good because it was like animated onto the truck.
Yeah.
It was very homemade and very simple, but it had a good feel,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and like, did Mark own that truck?
No.
Yeah, I
That's
think
why he
it's
stopped
rented.
it.
So he rented? Okay.
It was getting too expensive, he was not making sales, so it was like, it was good promotion, and that's the way he was making a name for himself,
Yeah.
with the Daily City, and then it was called the, what was it called? Do you remember?
I think it was called
It was the
the art.
truck. It was an art.
It was not
shop.
Artmobile, but it was the
It was like mobile art shop.
Mobile Arts Show, or
Yeah.
something of that.
Because I remember that was the main difference between him
Right,
and us. Was
right.
He was shop, we were gallery,
Right,
which is
Yeah.
difference
yeah.
in presentation.
But, so, it's not like it's new. What would be new is if you do it
Like
Yeah.
there.
That
Yeah.
would be new.
We have to do so much more fundraising to do that.
That's,
Yeah,
hey,
that's the
that's still
thing.
the goal though, yeah.
I mean, we have to do that anyways, but
Yeah.
But I think, you know, if you expand it outside of the truck and make more of an installation base, so when you have your truck, you have all kinds of things inside, take it out, and, you know, as I said, I don't know if you have access to crates and you have friends who, you know, like who are builders and stuff like that, have like tables and stuff like that. Make sure that each one has like a nice lighting, and then you can have t-shirt sales, you can have little sculptures, you can have little things, and make it kind of like a little market, with the main thing being the truck, which has like nicer art.
Yeah.
you know, I have a contact who works for the Cornell, and they recently asked him to take all their crates, all their old crates and everything away, so he has them.
Take a few
Old Cornell
crates.
Yeah, I'm gonna
because
take a few crates, and he has a screenshot studio. Screen for chips. I'm sorry.
Take a couple of crates and use them as display, you know, elements like tables or
Yeah.
something like that. It's gonna look artistic, it's gonna look good, it's gonna look very cool instead of like little IKEA tables, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Are you vibing that off of the whole pods theory? Remember I think you mentioned that there was like a show up in New York where it was
Oh
like
yeah, but that's down the line. If you start doing the pod thing, that's like down the line. You guys are not ready for that.
No, we'll be there though.
that would be like having people to sponsor us pods.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is called Photoville.
I looked it up after, yeah.
And
Cool.
you know, there's chain links and there's all this pods and stuff like that, and it requires money. I mean, it's like it's a big installation. The thing is, you cannot have pods right now because you need to transport them. So what you do is you go, with the truck.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what would be the difference? How would you get yourself different in terms of art? Like how do you identify? Besides the fact that it's mobile and the fact that you want to do only local, which I saw in your mission statement, which I think is good, but you should think both. Like just be able to expand, and who knows, you meet somebody in Tampa and you want to exhibit there, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But how do you get out of the usual circuit of the City Arts Factory and the Avalon? And
We did talk about this a little bit, but I don't think we ever like
Define.
came up
how do
with
you
it.
make yourself different?
That is a really complicated question. I think
The
in
question
an
is
important
easy.
way. I think though that City Arts has a certain feel to it that feels almost like cylindrical, it can at times. They exhibit a lot of the same people. Every month to month, they look for a certain like type, a certain theme, a certain medium every single time. And I think we're gonna break away from that, and that we're already exhibiting artists that City Arts doesn't really like or want. I think we're gonna be looking for something a little fresher, something that will appeal to a younger crowd, not necessarily the downtown arts thing, because we're mobile. We don't have
But
to.
how do you make sure that you're going to have like a strong identity? I mean, are you, this is strongly curated, or is it like a little bit of anybody can come in? What's
It's
your
supposed to be pretty strongly curated.
Because she's going to set up an application process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a proposal form.
So are people paying to be part of it?
No, not yet. We weren't gonna have them paid. We were gonna take commissions from their sales.
Yeah.
So in this case you curate. You don't get people like, oh, $30, then you're on the wall, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But I mean, we all it has to be like a 2/3 vote on that. Like it has to.
Yeah, there's
like,
5 of us. We said at least 3 out of the 5.
Have to agree on the artist, or
Yeah.
else we cannot exhibit them.
That's good. It means that there's like a certain sense of selection.
Yeah.
We've already got a couple of proposals coming in through our email, like Hannah Glogauer. She's got awesome work, and I really, really want to show her next after Jason and Chris. I know we talked about it, but it just needs to be a little bit higher art that's on a higher level, kind of the way Snap does. Like Orlando has local artists, like Erica. That's great stuff, and it's local. There are tons of people doing work on that higher scale that aren't exhibiting at City Arts because
Right.
they don't need to.
Right. Well, it's not even that they don't need to.
Not that, yeah, you're right. Can't say that. We're recording. But
But it seems like City Arts has like a revolving thing that you see those artists over and over and over.
Yeah.
But for them, you can pay to show your stuff.
Right.
Right.
So maybe that's...
I didn't know that really.
Yeah, and that's. I mean,
That's just
there's so many
it doesn't. It's not curated basically. It's like okay, pay $30 to be on the
They
wall.
have a curator.
There you are.
Right.
Yeah. I think that there's so much good work being churned out throughout the city. Like there's so many UCF students that are creating art on this incredible level,
Yeah, I've seen them.
and they're applying to shows outside of Orlando because they don't really see themselves,
Yeah.
as showing here. They think that they can do work other places. We want to have a place that says, hey, no, we value what you have. We understand the importance of what you're making. I think that's a
So
big
basically
message.
merging.
Yes. Emerging local.
Yeah.
So that could be like a good angle. You
Yeah.
need kind of to find like maybe
Define it, you're saying?
the angle,
Yeah.
meaning like, you know, like for instance, somebody like Chris is not necessarily emerging anymore,
No.
but
really.
he's great. He's nice to have on board and everything. But I think that if you want to really create yourself an identity, creating your niche and say this is what we specialize in. We're going to showcase people who have not had the opportunity to be showcased in a real way, and we're making people discover. So people would be excited about it, and they're going to know, oh, I'm not going to see the same old Crystal War and this and that, and,
I do
and
like
Andrew
that.
Spear and blah blah blah. You know, it's like, okay, that's I never saw this artist, never saw this one.
I know Emily was pushing that direction as well.
That's the way you should do
yeah.
it, because you're all, you know, like young and part of the little pulse. And I know a lot of those artists myself, and you know, like some of them like kind of would handpick and bring in. But you could specialize in putting that little platform and create that. You know, it's at this point it's not going to be a strong platform, but it's going to be a nice little platform where people may get excited to discover some fresh things.
Yeah.
You think?
No, I love it.
So fresh and distinguishable. So we have to get there.
Yeah, I mean, you have already a lot of friends and things like that. I mean, I look at the past 3 years of UCF graduates, there's quite a lot of good talents, and some of them have not been seen at all,
Yeah.
besides UCF Gallery. Yeah. And you don't want to put them like in the hands of shitty galleries.
Yes. I've had a friend that was actually burned by that, by the gallery. They put her art next to the bathroom,
Right.
and she was like, wait, I paid just as much as that person who's singing in the front of the show. Why can't I have not a bathroom spot? And when she said that, she was very polite. They said, pack up your things and go home. They
Oh my
made her take her art
gosh.
off the walls.
Nice.
I know. She was like, okay.
There you go, confirmation.
Yeah, things happen.
So, I mean, so if you associate yourself with, you know, you do Third Thursday and stuff like that, what's your plan of, you know, with Third Thursday? How are you going to be present?
We're hoping to find out who Emily really wants to use the lot across from City Arts Factory.
That's a great lot.
Yeah, but it's really big, so we'd be able to fit the truck and that. But we're not quite sure who owns it. Is the real thing.
It's a guy who I know about, and he's not easy to deal with.
Oh, gosh.
Oh Lord.
Did any of you go to see Creative City this year?
Yeah, Emily and I went.
I missed it.
So how was it?
Um, I mean, we only caught the tail end. It was. I mean, there were a lot of people out. It was a lot. I really only saw like the ballet, which is
Okay.
always nice.
Yeah.
And then the Cirque did
The
their
Cirque
little
performance,
thing,
yeah.
which is like interesting because on the street.
Right.
We didn't get to see a whole lot of art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there anything going on in that particular space? Did you see it?
They had people like paint, like Tobar was there painting a little.
So
like,
ask
thing.
Tobar if he knows anything about a lead towards the
Yeah.
guy who owns the space, because he was there. So he'll be able to help you out.
Yeah,
But they use that space.
I've seen people use that space, and Emily was saying she does too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they
therefore-
definitely had they had some bands there on
So therefore
Creative
it's
City.
possible. Do you have access? Was it lit?
It's. I mean, there's street lighting right there. It was.
Sure
It's
they're
not dark.
keeping it, no. It's pretty dark, like on weekends. Like
It's dark-ish, but I wouldn't say it's right
well,
dark.
for them to paint though, they had to have brought in more lights at night, for like painting.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Yeah.
We could look at the photo.
Did you know that was our initial thought process of showing on November 1st? Wait, what is that called?
City Arts.
Yeah.
Creative.
Creative City. We were aiming on that day.
Oh, I see. I did not know. No.
And then I was over at Diana's house one day, and she's just like, "Hey, Cole is in charge of that across
Right.
her neighbor."
Right.
And I spoke to him about it.
Right.
And then
Oh,
then we
wait, then
decided
he should
not.
know who
Right.
owns
That's
that
why I was just
lot.
like, we need
Yeah,
to
exactly. I
talk
didn't
to
know
Cole.
if you knew him, but he knows.
Alright.
Obviously.
Was that the hard to deal with? No, that's
No, no.
But I mean, they let Creative City use the lot, so
Right.
hopefully it won't be too much.
Yeah, yeah. If we do that, our best line of action would be to
You
also.
should go and check it and see if you have any power outlets. Because if you don't,
Yeah.
maybe not a great idea.
That would be generator. We're trying to avoid.
That's it.
But if that
No?
doesn't work, then
Whereas if do they close the street? Do they close Pine Street because it's there's no cars going on in Pine Street. When Mark Baratelli was doing his truck, he had it right in front of City Arts Factory in the middle of the street.
We're not. Our permit isn't going to allow us to do that.
you have to be in a commercial.
We have to be in a we have to be in a commercially owned lot.
This is our legal advisor.
So
Okay. Unless you do it under City Arts Factory.
yeah, but unless there's spots that they own
Right.
out front,
They do.
they do own those.
Right, they do have a
Cool.
Well, no, they don't.
Oh.
They have like a certain, yeah.
That's
I mean-
why it's.
I know that he did it like that, and it was like stuck right there in the middle, and that
Yeah.
was his spot.
Probably didn't care. He's probably like, I'm doing it, and if they tell me to move, I will drive it
Most
off.
likely it was like that.
Which
Yeah.
is cool.
Mark?
I mean, sure, yeah. I'm
Most
sure
likely
that's not
it
went
was
down.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell him to move.
But
It's awesome.
that being said, like if the cop says you need to move now, then you have to pack up everything. It's like a
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's.
So what else about the lot?
And if not, we'll look for a different lot down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're asked about this parking spot, like I'm sure.
We should definitely go check out the lot first and make sure there's some sort of power,
Yeah.
something. Because it really would be nice to not have to run that generator.
Yeah, that was like the most genius idea.
Yeah.
I've been stressing about that for a really long time.
I know between 5 of us, we can't figure
We're like,
it
the generator is gonna kill us.
We're
Yeah.
like, who can we borrow?
Yeah, we're like, okay.
We're gonna borrow off of a food truck.
So let's talk about here now.
Yeah, that's
So-
okay. Opening. We had the dates for that.
We
That
wanted
was
to do the Wednesday before Thursday or that Tuesday or something.
So that's like in January.
Yes.
But if that wasn't a good date, we were willing to be flexible.
What do you want to do? How is this gonna play out?
Emily's the one who's really has this vision for
But
it.
what's do you know her vision? at the moment?
I think it was to park the truck back there,
That's-
have
Yeah,
it like
food
an
truck.
event, have food trucks and all,
Okay.
and
then-
invite people to come.
And check out the truck.
Yeah,
She didn't want it to be too she didn't want to have to do too much for it, but definitely invite some food trucks out and
the idea was to have the gallery open here,
Yeah.
and then to
We'll
have
have this
our
show.
truck, right?
So it's easy.
yeah.
Perfect. And then a food truck. 'Cause I think that's all that fits in that back lot.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I have
though.
one guy who's my favorite guy, and he would come anytime. He's the hummus guy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I met him.
So nice. The whole family.
Super nice.
Yeah.
Now he may have to take that plug.
Oh. yeah.
Can we just get a giant extension cord then?
No, but I think that you may have a
Another
way
one
to
out
go
there?
underneath the stairs.
Yeah.
So you could use that one,
Okay.
and you could be on that side closer to the patio,
Yeah. And then
and it should be fine.
I think so too.
That'd be awesome. And then we have that whole platform out there. I wonder if we could find another DJ, because I don't want to inconvenience Nigel. But that could be cool.
Emily was talking. Yeah, she did want to have music.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we could find people on the sky. Extension cord.
So that would be
That would be on the 16th
So
Are
what
we
are
looking that
your
up?
days?
of January.
It would be we're looking at 14th Wednesday.
Okay.
if that works.
If.
We just don't, we're trying not to rent the truck for too many days.
And we would have to
Right.
make sure, are we still checking with
Also, you're
artists?
doing back to back.
Hopefully, yeah.
So that's a Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday is a tough night, but it's okay. I mean, it's a tough night. Wednesday the 22nd, right? No, that's Thursday.
That's the 4th.
Yeah, Wednesday the 21st.
Is that the third Thursday? 1, 2, 3, fourth week.
Or am I wrong?
That's the fourth week.
Is it? So what is the Wednesday you're talking about?
The 14th.
No, he's
This will be-
right. The 21st.
121. Okay.
That's Wednesday.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Are we not counting?
That would be the third Thursday.
Third
I see what
Thursday
you're
would
saying,
be-
the 15th.
So it's the 15th?
The 15th. So the Wednesday would be the 14th.
Check.
I'm gonna grab my phone. Double check.
The
That's
third Thursday would be the 15th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. January 14th, that's pretty okay. And then we do the truck in the back. Do you know what you want to do in the truck, or you have no idea yet?
That's gonna be Chris and Jason exhibiting.
Oh, Chris and Jason? Okay, that's cool.
And they're just our first featured artists through the soft opening, and then we're gonna rotate out.
Yeah.
Gonna do t-shirts and stuff like that, or?
I think Jason and yeah,
We
they both
kind of-
make T-shirts.
Yeah, we've come back and
Yeah.
forth about this because we want to.
We'll
but
have a merch crate. How's that sound?
What?
Well, the
Like
only thing was that we're having. I mean, Tovar hasn't gotten back to me about doing the shirts from the.
He's so hard to get in contact with sometimes.
Yeah. So if we're gonna do shirts, maybe we need to not use him.
Well, let's do prints with Jason.
That's
He has tons of prints, and he loves selling them.
Plus, he did our logo anyway. So if we want to put it on
Yeah.
something, it's like yeah,
I really think I can get the shirt screen printed for much cheaper though.
yeah. I think so too.
For with fun inks.
So you would want the entrance to be in the back?
Yeah, ideally. I think that'd be cool.
I think it's better.
Yeah.
We'll just keep these doors closed off.
Yeah, and
put a
then people
sign.
can navigate, instead of making it like this, people can navigate by the activities outside.
And
Yeah.
that'll make it cool for the mural too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, because it's lit.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty easy.
So that would be like a 7 p.m. to
7 to 10?
Yeah. 7 to 10.
Cool. 10 p.m. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. And also, this is not necessarily Snap related, but I've been invited by the UCF School of Visual Arts and Design to bring Art Mobile to host a gallery lecture about
When is that?
how it works. It's going to be a date that we can determine ourselves during the course of the spring semester.
That's really
after
cool,
March.
Yeah.
March
Spring
is going to be
semester
like
starts in like
mid-semester.
yeah January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anytime from January to May, we can just set a date. The class is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We can just go in.
That's really cool.
Monday,
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Emily would love that.
I was so excited to
school.
my friend invited me, and I was like, yes, my friend's a professor there, and she was like, you should bring your truck. Okay. Merch crate, t-shirts, and okay. So t-shirts and prints. Sorry, I had like an ADD moment. We have hummus gallery. Oh, this is so exciting.
So the 14th, you're good.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then that's definitely gonna be the date.
That we need to tell.
Yeah.
14th
Totally.
or 15th?
14th is
14th is
Wednesday, and
Wednesday.
then we're gonna do third Thursday on the 15th.
Cool.
So soft opening, what, we need to do something fun.
Are you thinking like entertainment wise.
Almost. I'm just thinking something that creates a little bit more than just like a truck sitting
Yeah.
part. Um, what could be fun could be something really simple. And we could, like we could make it like an automobile and snap thing. Is maybe to a projection, and people can go in front of the projection and get their picture taken. Like with the projection on their body, or something.
That's kind of cool.
Something
Yeah.
fun like that, where it's like a little bit more interactive and fun. And during the evening, people are not just like
Dark.
hanging out. There's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
something happening. I was thinking of body painting and stuff like that,
Oh, that'd
but
be so
but
cool.
some type of interactive installation,
Yeah.
easy to put together. What Chris could do, and Jason, they could have like prepare some type of art that they know is going to be projected on people's bodies, and they just project and people go in front of it, and it's like they're
They
immersed
are.
in their art, and
Yeah.
then people could take pictures of that.
That'd be cool. You
Yeah.
can on this wall.
No, outside.
Hanging out on the top. I like that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris is a lot.
Kind of like almost like a very, like Chris has like those faces, and like
Yeah.
really really cool, so that people can have that on them, and yeah, and then like it may look good on pictures. I don't know,
Yeah.
just idea like that,
Yeah.
Bodies.
Sort of like your fashion show.
kind of like that, kind of like this idea, exactly the one in 2011.
Well, you did. I think you did one that was like back to back, where
Right.
Right.
The first part, where it was projected on the models. Just an idea. I don't know.
Good idea.
Just like something simple that can be done and could be fun. But then you don't do it again until
Right. Yeah. Also, it'd be like, what?
I mean, you guys can brainstorm about
Yeah,
something
we'll
that
talk about
makes
it.
sense,
But I like that.
Wonder if we could bring a. Oh, you guys did that, didn't you? Like the screen print workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't work out so well. Even though we had a lot of people, I mean, we had like a few people, about like maybe 30, 40, but we expected like hundreds to go.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a production.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Such a cool idea. Okay.
But what can you do with the screen print?
What'd you say?
Make shirts on the go?
Yeah, that was the idea, right?
Or we could always have Chris come and do a live painting again of the mural and like a really like his take on, not on the mural, on our logo. I know it's Jason's design, but we own it now.
Yeah.
So it could be cool if Chris, because I know he does large scale live paintings, he could do like our logo in his style, and then it would be really a large custom piece. We could raffle it. I think that could be cool.
Live
You
art.
do t-shirts? Do you have t-shirts with your logo?
Not
I don't
yet.
have t-shirts, but I'm gonna get us t-shirts.
Because your logo looks cool.
It's a great logo, yeah.
So it's something that would be, maybe people would want to buy it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna create a merch crate. Like instead of a merch table, I'll have a merch crate with like T-shirts, stickers, prints, buttons.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be an issue.
That's the easy part.
Yeah, because initially we were gonna have the truck and then have like a lounge area, make our own, we'll make your furniture.
Yes.
Have a funky furniture and like paint it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. It's like you can have a little bit
Expand.
inside and you can have a little bit outside and make it kind of like a loungy,
Yeah.
art space.
It doesn't really rain in January, does it?
No, not usually.
Oh, good job.
And that's what he did as well. He had even like a little carpets, grass carpets, with
Yeah.
little chairs, just like small, little tent. You just feel like you're like a little space.
I like it. Cool.
Yeah.
That could be super fun. And we could open up the side patio and have like that loungy space.
Right.
And bring some furniture. I can get a rug, I'm sure.
No, I mean, I think you could have, like the patio could stay the way they were, or you can change it, but the patio is already skinny and it's difficult, but like where you are, you can prolong that patio experience and make it happen in the back.
Yeah.
With an umbrella, with like kind of like, kind of
Fun
like,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Emily's been trying to get us. She needs to take those chairs out of her parents' house or whatever. She's been
Oh, I
trying to get
forgot
us
about
Take
those.
them. I can take them and just store them in my place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We
I don't
should
have any
definitely-
furniture as it is, so it'd be nice to have another place to sit. So that could be
And you
nice.
don't need much to make it kind of feel cozy,
That's true.
It's not a lot, just a little bit here and there, and it kind of feels
Yeah.
good.
Cool. Yeah, I like it.
So you're thinking one food truck
Yeah.
in the corner and then our truck would be, okay.
The one food truck would be, like plugged in closest to the mural, and then you guys would be, I would say,
Should we do it there or,
I would say you would be more
Yeah.
close to the entrance of the patio.
Yeah. I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be weird if we were on the side because we're not connected then at that point. There's that extra space.
We also really do need to be careful about making sure we're parking in lots. Are you
oh,
saying?
in lots?
In lots.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just not on the street.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
it sounded like Vera was. Maybe.
Yeah, that's
You can even do your, like if the food truck is like that, you can even have your truck kind of like that.
Yeah.
So you prolong the patio experience and immediately it goes into the truck like this.
I like that. Yeah.
that could be really good. Perfect. Wow, this is really exciting.
Yeah.
This is really cool. Guys, this is happening.
Super important is your lighting.
Yeah.
That's
got
what you
some
need to
priority.
focus on. Make it like cozy, like the people come in the truck, they want to stay in there. Like what his problem was, like it was like super pretty badly lit, so you go in there, you look and you get out.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you do like a really nice experience, you make
Mark's
people
truck?
Yeah.
Wasn't it very
from what I
yellow?
remember, huh?
Wasn't it, because I still look at the picture because he still has like a blog up about it. It was very yellow.
It was very yellow. It
That's
was
what
like,
I remember too.
I
from
was
the
like-
pictures.
it was totally lit.
Yeah.
And so if you do a nice, put attention and slight budget into your lighting.
Okay.
That's
Vera and I are working on the budget.
the most important. You do a good lighting, everything is going to fall in place.
Okay.
We can even look into, well, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Today is? No.
Today's Tuesday.
Sunday. Craigslist. Because initially we were going to look at IKEA.
Yeah, but just a little.
I don't-
little
No, yeah.
Why not? IKEA can have some good stuff.
Oh, I need it for, yeah. But
IKEA has like those lights that go on different directions.
that might be good too because
I want
we'd
to
be
see
able to
those
get
in
lots.
person now to make sure that they're actually white lights and not
I'm
yellow.
fine going out there Sunday
Yeah.
instead of, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just tell Flora
I've
and
seen
Emily
that-
that's what's happening.
IKEA, they have like those, like those lights that come in 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you just.
Yeah.
Okay, where we're going Sunday, we should take one car though. We'll make
You
Emily
should have a
drive or
system. Who is really good with anybody like putting together, like Chris probably could be good at that. Have a system that is easy to mount and easy to dismount because you're
Yeah.
renting a truck. So you don't want like good wires and it's gonna be a nightmare to undo. You know?
Yeah.
It's almost like you need to have like one big bar
Yeah.
and you have your lights already plugged in and you just have one wire and you just put the bar.
I think that's.
Something like
Yeah.
that, you know?
What you need to go look at the truck too. Or at least someone needs to go and take photos of the inside or whatever, so we can
Truck
see.
and lights.
Yeah.
Go with Chris. Somebody who's going to be good with the technical aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, even like if the thing is going side to side and you have the two bars on the top, you need to calculate exactly how big of a bar it is.
Yeah.
And do like two of them. Probably two is going to be enough. And then you mount two lighting, or maybe three. You know what I'm saying? This is the top of your truck. This is where you enter, right?
Yeah.
This is the top of your truck. This is like the front of the truck, right? So you go from side to side and you do 2 or 3 bars that fit kind of like exactly on the top of the
Yeah.
things. And your thing's already mounted. So let's say you have like mounts of 3 lights already done, ready to go with just the wiring.
So then
That's
you just
super easy.
put it up, yeah, and plug it in. I like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Especially because if we're only gonna have it for a day or two at a time, we don't want to.
You need to have a system.
Yeah.
Once you have your system, boom, you just boop, 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 plug in.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we should actually ask them if they first look at the truck and then decide on what lights to get for the truck with Chris
Yeah.
or Jason, since they're handy. You're handy too. I'm just like,
Yeah.
maybe we can
She's
ask
handy,
them
she's
something.
learned a lot from the man.
Well, she's confident about it. She's just like, I got this. I'm like, all right,
I'm just gonna.
lights.
I need to ask Jason, how do you do these walls exactly? That way I can just have at it.
Oh, can he come on Sunday?
I don't know. I can ask him.
Yeah.
It might be. I mean, if someone can go out beforehand to look at the truck, that might be. If he's not free Sunday,
If he's
go
not
out like
free.
earlier this week. Because we have to pay him anyway. So.
He's paid, I thought.
Yes.
Oh, you did pay him. I thought you were saying you did not.
No, I did.
I thought that as
We're all
well.
square.
Oh, good.
So now that he's paid, maybe he would.
So funny.
Do you remember what the other thing Emily wanted us to bring up was?
She was talking about her event, which is Firestone, right?
There were two things that she said. It was the event and
Did she add some more on the group me?
yeah, that's where it was, but it wasn't.
She said. Well, she said to ask if you had any alternative suggestions
For fundraising.
or like fundraising ideas
Me?
besides just like relaunching the Indiegogo.
Doing that, I mean, we're gonna do the. I think we're leaning towards doing that event at Firestone
I
too,
think
if
we
Emily
should
can get that
totally
space.
do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because Firestone, they have a lot of people. I mean, you may
Yeah.
be benefiting from their machine as well.
That's what we're.
Which was what we
that's
did
we're
with
hoping.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was such a good time to do that.
I don't know. I almost feel like, you know, you've done a little bit of a fundraising at Peacock, and my feeling is that you kind of like need to do a little bit before you do another fundraiser so that people can see
What?
do an action.
That's why Emily didn't want to call it a fundraiser, the event at
Right,
Firestone.
right.
She just wanted it to be an event, and
And
our
I think
truck
you did your
happens
first
to. Yeah.
fundraiser. I don't think you should be doing another one
Yeah.
back to back,
Right.
or because it's like, okay, what did you do since then, right?
Yeah.
More
And,
fundraisers.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think you need to kind of like do it and do what you can and do something cool, and then down the line, let's go to the next step. We're doing a fundraiser for that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, this is probably too late for this, for January wise, but in terms of like sponsorships, how do you generally go about?
Well, Emily had written
Ask.
a nice email.
I think you
sent
wrote
it?
it.
No, Emily wrote
Emily wrote it while we were in Ecuador.
Did she send it?
Yeah, she sent it to a bunch of people, but she didn't get any
Did
response.
she send us?
Yeah.
I don't think I recall that.
That's in the email.
But like in general, is besides sending emails.
Just reaching out to people.
Yeah, I think that you need like a much more solid type
Yeah.
of like
Cool.
documentation,
Plan.
your plan of like what you get, what you're getting in return for the sponsors. It's like, okay, the biggest problem with sponsorship is a lot of companies are asking for money and I'm not putting enough emphasis on what the sponsor is going to get in return. So because once you ask something to a sponsor, they're going to ask, what is my return on
What are they
investment?
gonna get?
Yeah.
You know, so the first thing to do is what is their return on investment, and then once you have the answer to that, then it's kind of like we will do this and this and this, and you're not in a position right now to. It's kind of a catch-22. You're not in a position to promise anything.
Yeah, it's true.
When we did our first event, we did get a lot of sponsors, but it was also on a big scale. Like we did the event, we said, okay, we are taking a whole building, we're going to get to, and we got billboards and we got coverage in the Weekly and the Sentinel, and we guaranteed all this to the sponsors. And then they said, okay, well, that sounds like I want to be part of this. But this is very homegrown and grassroots and small at this point.
Yeah.
So I think the sponsorship will come from more like donations and support rather than a real sponsorship.
So the keyword should be like support.
Support is good, like support our efforts, and then the efforts have to turn into something that's substantial and really, kind of like making the community better and blah blah blah.
Another important thing would just be doing more press. Like, I've had people come to me saying that they want to write about us, they want to photograph us, but we don't have anything with the truck yet. And they can't really do anything.
Well, invite them to the
That's what I
to
was
the soft
the
thinking.
opening.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's an
I
important
think
step.
they're going to be, you might have a better chance because it's also happening here.
Oh yeah.
And so, the two together might make it kind of like more attractive to them.
Definitely.
And, as long as we propose something different, that's why I was trying to think,
Yeah.
what else is there something to do than just like putting a truck here and having an exhibit here? There needs to be a little, some excitement to give them the incentive to say, wow, I don't want to miss that.
Definitely. Definitely.
Get some striptease girls or something.
Cool. Something a little sexy wouldn't be bad. That's for sure.
Body paint on them.
Actually, where would we get the money for that? That'd be cool.
But that's the idea.
Down.
That was my first thought. I didn't want to go too far sexy, but that's the idea. Bring it, make it a little bit sexier. Without being cheesy or sleazy, make it sexy.
Yeah, which is cool.
You could see if a couple of your friends can just put like a bodysuit, white, and be models, the installations under the projection. You know? And we do like a little pedestal, something like that, and we people just pose and do installations. with
Emily's
the
gonna be
bodies.
thrilled about this. She wanted to do a projection so badly.
Yeah.
Emily. Yeah.
Well,
She's gunning for
that's kind of like
projections.
our specialty. We've been doing that so long. I mean, this is like a very easy thing to just,
Yeah.
you know, we have to see the projector of Brady doesn't work.